Welcome. I am trying to get my camera to the correct one. So just give me a hot second while I get that worked out because it was on the correct camera last time and now it's not. So we're gonna get that. There we go. Okay, got that switched. Thank you for being with me while I fixed my camera. Just kidding. It didn't. It did. It did fix my camera. Yay! Okay, wonderful. Thank you for being with me in the first minute where I had to figure out why my camera wasn't on the right one. Oh my goodness. It's always fun to be here live when we have just a tiny bit of like tech problems right at the beginning, but that's okay. I realized that I didn't go live last Wednesday. But I'm back here on this first Wednesday in June. It is the 7th of June, already a week into this sixth month of the year. But I'm grateful and excited that you're here. If you've never been with me, I am Stephanie Young, Audacious Success Coach. And we talk about different things here on this business page or in this group or on this YouTube channel about how to take action, how to have audacious success. And today we are talking about how to unlock your follow through potential. So if you are the kind of person that is like, I wish that I had better follow through, or man, it would be so awesome if when I said I was going to do something, I would do it better or didn't wait till the last minute or anything like that. You are in the right place because, again, you are not alone. And as you can see, my cat totally agrees. Meatball has decided to join us today to talk about this topic because if you are tired of feeling like you are never quite reaching the finish line, you're not alone. People feel like that all the time. I have had clients that have said, Stephanie, I feel like I am constantly working towards something, or I'm not entirely sure how to get there. And so if you have had those feelings, you are in the right place today, especially if you are a very driven and busy woman who has big dreams and big goals. You are totally allowed to say, I want to break free from this cycle of unfulfilled aspirations and unlock my true potential. Now, you may not feel like your potential is locked. That's fine. Maybe you already know that you have amazing potential in you. Most women know. Like most of us are like, no, I do know. I know I have really amazing potential inside of me. And I've already started to unlock it, but I'd like to unlock it more. And I'm just not really sure what else to do. Oh my goodness, you guys, this cat, he just wants to be loved so bad. Like so bad. Oh my goodness, he is a trip and a half. So today we are going to talk about a few ways that we can unlock our potential. As Meatball walks across me again. Oh my word, kitten. I love you very much, but you do not need to take up residence on my desk. So I'm really excited, you guys. Like I grabbed my giant post-it board. We're going to draw today, which I need to tell you all, I am not an artist. So like, please, if you came today and saw this paper and thought I'm going to get a really great art lesson, I'm going to apologize. Now, you are not an artist. I am not, and that is okay. I'm fine with that. But I wanted to talk about how we can unlock our follow through and how we can really unlock our follow through potential. Sorry, I love my cat, but the second that I'm like live, he wants to be in the action. He was completely asleep on the couch not 2 seconds ago, and now he is all over me. I should lock him in a room while I'm live. And you can ask any of my clients when we are on a call if you can hear him or not. Like he legitimately wants to be in the center of everything. So if you have a pet that wants to be in the center of everything you do. I would love to know what your pet's name is and how many seconds it takes them to get in the middle of anything. So I truly believe that the first key to unlocking your potential is to talk about archery. So join me as we talk about archery once again. And I'm realizing that I talk about archery so that I'm trying to find lessons. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am looking for places near me where I can go take some lessons, because I have not shot a bow and arrow since I was in college. And that was many, many moons ago. And I remember how fun it was and how cool it was to learn about archery. And so I've decided that I am going to look up where I can go learn more about archery and take a couple of classes and potentially get better at this sport. So today we are going to talk about archery. And I know this is not a perfect target, but again, not an artist. So the first key to unlocking your potential is to know what you want. You have to know what you want. So I'm going to know what. Oh, I just blocked my microphone too. This is really fun. Know what you want. You have to know what you want. That's your target. If you don't know what you want, how on earth will you unlock anything? Like, if you unlock your potential but you don't know what you want, what's the point? So you have to know what you want. So that would be we're just going to say number one. We're going to draw a lot on this board, and we're just going to hope that it all flows and that I didn't make this target too big. And if I did, we're going to roll with it. And nothing is to scale. So thank you for that. Okay, so first you have to know what you want. And you need to be, I agree, I hesitate to say need, but it's true. You really need to be honest about what you want. Because it can be really easy to say, I want to travel the world. But if you have a fear of flying or a fear of being on a cruise ship, wanting to travel the world with those kinds of fears might actually hinder you from traveling. And so you need to be honest with yourself. Like, if you really want to travel the world, but you don't want to work through getting over a fear of flying or being on a cruise ship, maybe you don't really want to travel the world. Maybe you're more of a road tripper. And if you live in the US, that means that you're going to be limited to where you can travel via car or train. And so you're going to be limited to like Canada, the US, Mexico, and maybe even you can definitely get to South America too. It's going to be a much longer road trip, but man, would that be awesome. And so you're going to be a little more limited as to where you can drive. That doesn't mean that you don't want to travel. It simply means that how you travel will be different. So being honest about what you want can be hard, but very helpful, because then you know what you want and you know what we're shooting for. Okay, so that's our target. We've got to know what we want. That's how we can start to unlock our potential. Okay. Next thing we need, especially in archery, because it's great to have a target, but the target's kind of pointless if, again, none of this is to scale. Like, welcome to being live with me. We have to have, and I'm not going to color it all in, but we have to have an arrow. Okay. We have to have an arrow, because if we're not shooting anything at the target, again, the target's just there. So we have to know how to get to the target. All right. Now, if somebody's watching and they go, Stephanie, your analogy was a little lacking, you can tell me. I won't be offended. We can have a lovely chat about it. But you have to know how to get to the target, right? Like, how are you going to get to the target? Like, typically in archery, you use an arrow to get to the target, or a bow and arrow. But the arrow is the device that you're shooting at the target, right? That's how you're going to get there. I mean, if you were doing axe throwing, you would throw an axe. If you were playing darts, you would use a dart. If you were, throwing knives, you would have a knife. But no matter what you're doing, like something has to go at the target. But we're talking about archery because that's been my newest thing. I have rekindled my love for it, and we're going for it. Okay. So number one, you have to know what you want. Oh, I should put the number two there, right? Number two, we have to know how to get there. Okay. So we have to know how to get there. So we need our target and our arrow. Now I realized that because I drew this so big, this is not going to work quite as cleanly as I thought. So bear with me. All right. Thank you again for joining me today to talk about how we can unlock our potential, and just recognizing that sometimes when you're human, you decide to draw things when you're not artistic, and this becomes a really fun experiment. So we have to know how to shoot the arrow. Okay. So that's the bow. All right. Here's the fun part. I cannot draw a bow. I attempted when I was like mapping out today's call, and it did not go well. I will practice. So we have to know, and then you can't see. You have to know how to shoot the arrow, which I realize, 0.3 only makes sense if you have 0.1 and 0.2, but whatever. That's the bow. That's my like non-drawing of the bow. Welcome. Okay. So you have to know what you want, like, and be honest with yourself. Like, do you really, really want that thing? You have to know how to get that thing that you want, that target. Like, how are you going to get that thing that you want? How are you going to get the arrow onto the target? And then, like, what's the action, the bow, what's the like mechanism that you're going to use to get there, right? How to shoot the arrow, right? So in case you're like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. So number one, to unlock your follow through, you need to have some clarity. You need to know what you want. You need to have some direction. You need to know where you're shooting at with your arrow. And then you need to have your bow so you can actually take the action, right? Because if you're not doing those three things, if you don't have your CDA, your clarity, your direction, your action, who cares if you unlock your potential? Like, what's the point, right? And who cares if you again, great, you have all this potential, but if you're not following through, like if you have a target, but you have no arrows and you have no bow, what's the point? Or if you have a bow, but no arrows and no target, okay, cool. You can have arrows and no bow and no target. Yay, you have arrows. You need all three. All three are super important. And again, I drew a huge target, a decent arrow, and I cannot draw a bow. I will get better with my visual representations. Artist, I am not. So you need all three of these things. All three of these things are the key to unlocking your follow through. Because oftentimes when we don't follow through, when we don't take action on the thing that we want, when we don't move our body in the direction of being mobile, it's because we don't know what we want. We don't know how to get there. And we don't know how to take the steps to get there either. Even if we know, okay, well, I kind of know how to get the thing I want, but we don't take the steps to get there. So we need all three of those things. So today, if your follow through is maybe your follow through is lacking because you don't really know what you want. So I'd love to ask, what do you want? Deep down, truly, what do you want? And I know a lot of times people are like, well, if I just had the motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. So motivation, bye-bye. That's great, beautiful, lovely thing. But feelings come and go. Follow through is about taking action. Follow through is about us choosing to take action. It's about choosing what we want. It's about choosing how to get there. And it's about choosing to pick up our bow, put our arrow in it, and shoot it at the target. It's about choosing to do those things, even if we don't necessarily feel like it, which is, hard. It's a discipline. It's a thing. It's like, if I was practicing archery, it would be practicing, doing something over and over and over again, practicing. And so if you've been struggling and you feel like you just are never getting to your finish line, is it because you're not sure where your finish line is? Because you don't really know what you want? Are you not getting to the finish line because you don't know where it is? Like, if you don't know what you want, you don't know where the finish line is. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. I didn't mean to. And I don't mean to confuse you guys. So if you don't know what you want, you don't even know like where the finish line is. If you don't know how to get there, you don't know what the race course is either. Like, we'll talk about it as if this is a race. And so you could be racing down the wrong path. And then if you don't even want to be running, you're not taking any action. So you're not following through, you know? So today, in my slightly discombobulated, really delightful, well drawn out visual, I'd love to ask you guys, is your follow through lacking because you're unsure of what you want? Is your follow through lacking because you don't know how to get the thing that you do know you want? Is your follow through lacking because you're not sure how to take action on the thing you want and you knowing how to get there? Because it could be any of those things. If you're sitting here going, okay, Stephanie, like maybe your mess was a little bit of, or your life was a little bit of a mess. So is my life. We all can be a little bit of a hot mess together. That's the beauty of it. But what you've said really speaks to me. And I have felt that. I have felt like I don't know what I want. I felt like maybe I know what I want, but I don't know how to get there. Or maybe I know what I want. I kind of know how to get there, but I don't know how to take the right steps because I feel overwhelmed. I have amazing news for you. Amazing news. If you are like, I just would love to unlock my ability to follow through on the things that I want, to learn how to go in the right direction, to learn how to start taking action on all those things, you can drop audacious below, or you can even DM it to me if you don't want to publicly say it. And we can chat about how we can unlock all of those things so that you can start to have much better follow through. Because again, motivation is a feeling that will come and go. And sometimes our follow through is lacking because we don't know how to take action. We don't know what direction we're going. And we don't have clarity because we don't really know what we want. So if you're missing any of those three things, one or all three, it's fine. It's okay. You're not the only one. If you feel like you never really know where the finish line is, or you don't know what your target in life is, and you can have a couple targets, it's okay to have more than one dream. If you feel unsure about those things and you think to yourself, man, if I was going to explain what I wanted to somebody and it looked like how Stephanie was drawing on that paper, it's cool. I get it. I totally get it. You can literally, again, drop the word audacious below wherever you are watching from, whether you're on YouTube, on my Facebook business page, or in my Facebook group, Get Shit Done. Because sometimes it's really hard to get things done when you don't know what you want, you don't know how to get the thing you want, and you don't know how to do it, or you don't know how to get the thing you want, and you don't know how to take action once you do. So, friends, if you have been struggling with any of those things, clarity, finding direction, and taking action, drop audacious below, and we will help you with your target, your arrows, and your bow. Or we'll help you figure out your race, either one. Maybe you'd rather talk about running. I'm on board. But we're here to help, and just know that it's okay if you're a little bit of a hot mess like me, or if you have a cat that crawls all over you. I get it. I'm here for you. This is about as real as it gets in my life. I'm not kidding. Like, this is legit about as real as it gets. And in a couple of weeks, my kid will be home for summer break from daycare. And we'll see how fun those lives are because he'll be with me. And I'm sure he'll have opinions as toddlers do. So thank you for being with me. this month in June, whether live or on the replay, to see how chaotic sometimes life can be, even if you are a coach, a success coach. Have an amazing day. Again, if you have felt as discombobulated maybe as this live has felt and want it to be better, audacious in the comments, and I've got you. Bye, friends.